What's going on, everyone? Today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make the bass sound for my track, The Shadows That Walk. Now, right off the bat, it's two layers making up the sound. We've got the first one, which is playing the lows and the lower mids. And then you have the one that you're gonna be hearing mostly in the mix, which is... And that's the one we're going to focus on now, because you can layer that with different lower mids and sub to get the same effect, sort of like that, right? So we're going to focus on the detailed patch, which is right here. So let's open this up here. We're not going to mind any of the external processing. This is going to be stuff that is all inside of Vital for the most part. And so let's go ahead and open it up here. I'm going to be cross-referencing because I don't know how to make this thing by scratch again. So, because I just made it off the top of my head when I was doing it. But anyway, I'll show you guys how to do it here. It's all laid out here. This is in the key of C flat here, C flat minor. In the factory section, go ahead and select Drink the Juice. We're going to go ahead and stick the frame to 179.6. Turn on oscillator 2, go to the factory section, select basic shapes, keep it on the first basic shape. Go ahead and throw your phase and random on both of these oscillators so far to 0. So we have a sound like that so far. Go ahead and turn on oscillator 3. We're going to go ahead and go to the Glork section and select Crappy Toilet, okay? And now once we've selected Crappy Toilet, go ahead and turn the phase and random to 0 on oscillator 3, and go ahead and throw the frame on oscillator 3 to 151.2. So now we have a sound like that. Go to our effects section, okay? I'm going to turn our distortion on, and we're going to throw the drive to 3.810. Keep it on soft clip. We're going to throw this distortion all the way to the top here. And then we're going to turn on our compressor, okay? We're going to go ahead and throw the attack to 65.14, somewhere in that range will do. And then we're going to throw our low band up here. All these bands, this is the one that's going to bring our sub back. Look. Go ahead and just throw that up to minus 16.3. That'll do. Nice. Now what we're going to do is we're going to turn on our equalizer. We're going to give ourselves a nice high shelf for later, bring back some of that detail, and then bring out some frequencies in the middle here. This to kind of give it that darker, mid-range, moodier feel, okay? And then we're not going to worry about the reverb. That's just like a taste thing inside of the context of this particular mix. We're going to go back to the voicing section here. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a basic sustain ramp on LFO1 and turn the tempo to 1/1, like so. And now what we're going to do is we're going to adjust our levels here, okay? We're going to go ahead and throw the level of oscillator 1 to 0.082. And we're going to throw the level of oscillator 2, keep that the same, and the level of oscillator 3, go ahead and throw that to 0.010, okay? Now we're going to modulate into some positions here, okay? So we're going to take LFO1, and we're going to throw it on the wavetable position of oscillator 1 and the wavetable position of oscillator 3. Now adjust the outer dial of oscillator 1's LFO here, and we're going to move the outer dial to minus 106.2. Have a sound like this. And now we're going to adjust the outer dial for the LFO on oscillator 3 here. It's going to be minus 97.80. We're getting there very, very gradually, right? So we're going to go to the spectral morphing on oscillator 1. We're going to select inharmonic stretch, okay? Go ahead and throw that to 47.72%. And then we're going to go ahead and on the wave morphing of oscillator 1 here, and we're going to select squeeze, okay? We're going to go ahead and throw that wave morph to 54.88. Now we have a sound like that, give or take. Now we're going to go ahead and throw LFO1 onto the wave morph and the spectrum morph of oscillator 1 here. So go ahead and throw LFO1 onto the inharmonic stretch and onto the squeeze of oscillator 1. Outer dial of the squeeze, go ahead and throw that LFO to 0.402. And now we're going to go ahead and throw the outer dial of the LFO on the inharmonic stretch to 0.542 there. So you're starting to get that characteristic come through. Look. It's starting to come together, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the spectral and wave morph of oscillator 3 here. On the spectral morph of oscillator 3, we're going to go ahead and select random amplitudes, okay? Go ahead and throw that spectral morph to 82.41%. And then we're going to go on to the wave morph of oscillator 3, and we're going to select formant, okay? And we're going to go ahead and stick that to 29.65. So that's 29.65, and now we have a sound like this. Nice, right? So we're going to go to LFO2, and we're going to go ahead and set the tempo to 1/8, and we're going to throw LFO2 onto the level of oscillator 1. and onto the level of oscillator 3. And now, right off the bat, we have a sound like this. Right? But we have to go ahead and change the tempo of LFO2 to 1/16. Now we have a sound like this. So that's the sound inside of Vital. I'm going to go ahead and cross-check here and make sure that I've got everything else correct. And then we're going to go ahead and change the unison on oscillator 3 from 1 voice to 2 voice, and then go ahead and throw the unison down to about 6%. Everything else that you're hearing inside of this sound is coming from external processing, right? So on this sound itself, it's actually low-cutted. It's not playing any of that low end because I had that other patch. Remember, I had the other patch that was playing the actual sub of it. I'm taking out some frequencies I didn't want, and then I'm boosting up a frequency right here at about 400 hertz. So if we go ahead and get that frequency at 400 hertz that I did on the original patch here, 400 hertz, go ahead and listen to that. Go ahead and bring the Q down. And that's proofs in the pudding. That's right there at that tonal frequency of this key. So I kind of boosted that up to kind of give it more of that harmonic characteristic. Right, so that's it. And then I have a compressor on here that's set at a 0 threshold with a 2-to-1 ratio, 2 millisecond attack, and a 50 millisecond release time. Makeup gain is on, and that's just controlling everything so it doesn't get out of hand, right? Very slight reduction going on here. Nothing crazy, and it's really just to boost it up if I wanted to bring the threshold down. It'll kind of make it a little bit more intense if I like it to, right? But it's really just for control, so I don't even really worry about that. Now, we're playing the low end in this patch just because we're only making one patch in this video. But this is it, right? Now, on the original patch here, after that EQ, I have a plugin called Fury, right? If we go ahead and throw Fury at the end of this chain, just copying it from the other one, it sounds like this now. Now, it's going to sound different, right? Because I have the low end playing. If we go ahead and low cut this like the original patch, it is low cutted at 240 hertz. If we go ahead and low cut this at 240 hertz, I'm boosting it up about 10 dB. And then I'm bringing the mid side down as well. Now, if we go ahead and play it, we're in the same ballpark. I needed to boost it that 10 dB in this with this utility to get it up to be in the volume range of the rest of the track, right? So this is the original patch, and this is the patch we made. We're back, baby. That's how you make the sound from my track, The Shadows That Walk.